Hey,
ask me questions.
Hey, yeah.
ask Eloy questions. Hey, Eloy, get in here.
Eloy.
How you doing, Eloy?
Tell him you're a survivor of
Oh,
Alcatraz.
hey.
This is
Okay.
this is my friend Eli.
Eloy,
Eloy,
yeah.
I mean, excuse me,
Yeah.
Eloy. He's one of the original people from Alcatraz. Alcatraz was a resting point for many California tribes. It's a sacred place where our tribes traveled on their dugouts in canoes and Thule canoes, and they stopped and rest there and did ceremonies on Alcatraz. Uh, he was one of the original people at Alcatraz,
That's right.
1969.
And now we're all still here doing our work. You want to talk about from Alcatraz
I'll
to the
just,
Bay Street Mall?
I'll just tell you a little story that kind of relates to the Great Spirit. When we were first on Alcatraz in 1969, a bunch of the kids got up there on top of the water tower and painted some what they call graffiti, Indian graffiti, and it said "Indian land, welcome, peace and freedom, welcome." On the top. Park Service a couple of years ago decided the tower was ready to fall down, so they're going to reinforce it. And they spent like $1 million, $1 million+ redoing the tower, and they erased the graffiti. They sandblasted all the tower, and they erased everything down. They took pictures of the stuff, of the original graffiti up there, and when they tried to put it back, they did a whole grid, and they tried to put everything like in a box,
Uh-huh.
and it just wouldn't fit in the
The
box.
technology to re-put the same images wasn't
It
working.
wasn't working. So we got up there to paint it, and they were wondering how we were going to get the same effect of the letters. And there was just a sliver of light showing between the wrap that was around the building, just enough that it created like a glare.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at it and I told the guy, I said, wait a minute. I said, you guys said you sandblasted the building? He said, yeah. And I said, well, how come them letters are raising? And the letters from that we had put in there came back out. And they've been sandblasted and painted and cleaned up. And it came back out. And because they couldn't put it in the grid, they outlined it with pencil. So those letters are back to original. You can't tell me that the Great Spirit didn't have something to do with that.
Wow,
That's beautiful.
very good story.
Resilience, right?
Very good
Spiritual
story.
resilience.
So now if you go to, whenever you go to take the Alcatraz tour, look up there.
That's
They're
awesome.
significant. Because none of those letters are the same, and they're just the way they were 43 years ago.
So beautiful.
And some of the guys were asking, there's a group of youngsters there that are little taggers. They said, you mean the federal government let you guys tag? They actually did. The actual supervisor we were able to tag the building. But they were asking me how the guys that climbed up to the top, the original guys. And I told most of the guys that were there, a lot of them were from New York, were ironmen.
You're right.
Richard was an ironman.
Yeah,
Richard
yeah.
was. So him and a couple of the there was Billy and I think a few other guys were from New York. And them guys are the ones that
Mohawks
climbed
are
up.
iron workers.
See, and these guys went up to the top. To them, that tower is like a piece of cake. It's a
Yeah,
temple.
right.
These guys are used to walking 100-foot tall buildings with big beams, man.
It's a good story.
So they said, how did they do the top? Where the round part is. And I told them Richard and Joe Beal, and there was one other guy, I can't remember. I think it might have been Dennis Hastings. Got on top.
I remember
They got on top of the shoulder like this, and they did. One guy had his feet against the railing on the bottom, and raised on the tank, and they all got on the shoulders, three high.
Wow.
18-foot high, just right on top of the railing. They never painted it. We didn't do that back because they're too high up.
That's beautiful.
But that's how they did it.
Determination.
They went on top of each other's back. So that's how I think that it's still working that way. We got to help each other. We got to carry each other on our back.
We got to have each other back.
That's a good story, but he was there in '69. There's a lot of stories to be told about what happened with our indigenous people of this country. Right now we're here at Emeryville Mall in Emeryville, where they built a mall on top of a sacred burial ground of the Ohlone people. And it still continues today, desecrating our sacred burial sites and burial grounds of our ancestors. A lot of them are locked up in cardboard boxes and gym lockers, including their sacred objects and artifacts. But I want to thank you, Wendy, and the Jewish community for coming out and supporting us at the Glencoe Sacred Burial Ground. It was a 12-year battle against the Sea of Vallejo and GBRD, and they told many stories.
Right.
They told many stories. In other words, they gave us jargon and rhetoric. In other words, they told us lies. They came and they desecrated that sacred burial ground. They destroyed it. They destroyed something that was very sacred to Indian people of this country. And there's continue to do that across this country with sacred places of our ancestors, sacred mountains, sacred rivers, sacred burial grounds of our ancestors. And when it's going to halt, we need to reach out to the non-Native American, because the true story about what happened to indigenous people, they came and they genocided our people, stole our land, and continue to take our land where our sacred people, our sacred burial grounds are at, and continue to destroy these sacred mountains like San Francisco Peak and Mount Kakantai and Clear Lake. So we reach out for the people to come and join us in our struggle. The question is, what if they would go over to a non-native cemetery where other people are buried at? African American, black people, Caucasian and white people, and Asian people, Chicanos and Hispanics and Mexicans and everything else was buried. And they wanted to build a mall on top of this sacred cemetery. How would the people react?
Yeah.
So that's the question. How would they react? We're reacting because these are our ancestors. No sacred site, no cemetery should be desecrated to build a mall. In fact, they built a church on one of our sacred cemeteries.
Wow.
And the name of the church is New Life Church.
Wow.
And they continue to desecrate these sacred sites.
Yeah.
This is the perfect example. The ancestors are still here.
Mm-hmm.
The spirit of our ancestors are still here.
Yeah.
And we continue to battle and we continue to fight. But we reach out to the non-Native Americans so they can understand our battle and our struggle, that what we're fighting for, to protect our ancestors.
Wow, heartfelt. I really feel you. Thank you. You know, I first got involved with sacred site preservation in Arizona, the Mount Graham, which is Apache, but a lot of other tribes also. And they're building telescopes on top of this mountain since the 80s. And I just found out, I mean, I was down there in 93, right? 93 to 2004, somewhere around there. I just found out that they named one of the telescopes Lucifer. Just like you said, they named this church New Life. It's on top of the Native American site, burial site. It's really upsetting.
But Wendy, I want to add something else on. I want to add what my friend said about Alcatraz. There are special places that Indian people would go to make their villages, to start their villages. They always look for fresh water.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh water. It came out of Mother Earth. It was given to us to survive on.
Yeah.
And people continue today polluting and poisoning the water with strip mining and uranium waste, and they're poisoning the water. And now they want to store nuclear waste on our reservations and rancherias. And we will continue to battle and fight for what we believe in as indigenous people. That's another way of genociding our people.
That's right. Well, thank you and I really respect you guys for standing up. I'll try to video the presentation.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. You ready?
All right. Beautiful, you guys.
Now they're starting to frack everywhere.
Get a photo of you?
Sure.
I'd like your wristed. Is that possible?
Huh?
Your tattoo? Is that?
We're all fine.
Yeah.
Like this.
Right.
You go like this.
One step, girl.
I'll get it too.
We're gonna all circle up.
Thanks.
So if you guys
And who are you taking pictures for? Who are you taking pictures for?
I'm connected with Karina, but in general, just
Oh,
kind
great.
of
That's
freelance
great.
or whatever. So
Good for you. Me too. I just showed up
whatever
to
can
support with
connect,
some
you know.
media.
There's so many people photographing,
Yeah.
so I got to set up a website and stuff. So.
Yeah. Oh, are you gonna do that? If you need help, you can let me know. I can help you with that kind of thing. For this project?
Yeah.
For
Well,
Karina?
for Occupy and stuff like that.
I've been doing some of that. If you want some help with
Okay.
that. And like the Facebook, Twitter, and the WordPress.
Whatever. Yeah.
I
just
can.
how to do
You
that.
want me to write
stuff.
down my number for you or
Sure.
something?
I'll give you a card. You can get in touch with me, maybe.
Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, sure. Okay, I'm Wendy.
Wendy, I'll remember you.
Yeah, Sam. Okay,
Okay.
good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you, Sam.
Take care.
You will. Yeah.
Hey. Right here. It's always weird because I want to talk to you. Perfect. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. It's been a long time. Hello. How's it going? Pretty good. Good. What's your name again?
I'm Martinez. Can we please make a circle?
Oval, trapezoid,
Hey, Berta.
something.
Hey. How's your son?
He's okay.
How tall is he?
Taller than me.
Of
He's
course.
turning into a grumpy adolescent.
Oh no, what's he, 16 now?
He's 13.
13 now. Oh no.
Hey, I'm video. Just so you know, I'm videoing this. Just so you know.
Oh.
Hey, it's okay. I'm having to. I can't come to the show though. Bye. See ya. Okay. I'll just go like this.
Responsibility as indigenous people. Protect our ancestors. You guys come in here and support Karina at this place where they desecrated Joey Mall. Come here to do a prayer because that's what the ancestors will want. I would like a person to say a prayer because we all are related. No matter what tribe, no matter what nation, no matter what lands we come from, we are all indigenous. I would like my friend. Pray these prayers. Now then, pray us. I ask you to turn off your cameras.